Welcome to a special edition of Whiteboard Weather. We have a whiteboard and of course we have some weather, so let's get into it. Alright, now the reason why today is special has to deal with this roller coaster. Now, this is the roller coaster of temperatures and we are at the bottom. As of January 22nd, 2026, it is officially the average coldest day of the year with an average high of 35 degrees and an average low of 19 degrees. So here we are. Well, actually, technically 19.5, but you get the point. The coldest time of the year is today, and we keep riding the roller coaster up. In fact, I don't want to use blue for the coloring. I want to use red. The average high and the warmest time of the year, and this marker doesn't want to work with me, so I'll make it extra thick, is 85, and the average low is 62, and that happens in middle and late July. But something also special happens this time of year. So on average, when you're averaging the high and the low, it's the coldest time of year. But when is the coldest day of the year? Something unique has happened. So in 2025, the coldest temperature all winter happened on the 22nd. In 2024, the coldest temperature all winter happened on the 22nd. And in 2022, it happened on the 22nd and also tied with the 16th. But yeah, three of the last 4 years have seen the coldest day of the year today, but it's not going to happen today. Today we're in the 30s, maybe even touching 40. We actually had a pretty frigid morning the other morning where in our backyard, it was 1 degree. One measly degree. Even though you can go negatives, it feels like one is just, it's kind of a sad number. The average coldest temperature, by the way, for our backyard is -2. So we could still get colder. We still could get colder. Some years it's above, some years it's below. But I totally neglected to do something. I have to update the snow ruler. That's usually the first thing I do. And I have the right marker for it anyway, and I gotta fix this a little bit. So today we're doing it a little bit later, but I'm gonna put, just for cheatsies, I was supposed to do it on Wednesday. I'm gonna say today is actually no, we'll say today's the 22nd. We won't cheat. So today's the 22nd, we officially have 23.6 inches in our backyard. So yeah, here we go. See how thick that was? We had 1 week where we had a lot. It shows, these are like 1 week increments. 1 week a lot, 1 week a little bit, 1 week, you can kind of see the pattern here. But yeah, we got a snow ruler. We got this all set up. We're good to go. And we're set to see some snow this weekend. Maybe even exceeding this entire ruler. So we got to flip the board. And we have to talk about the weather impact alerts that we have over the next couple of days. So we have the forecast here. This is the map of the United States, if you couldn't tell. And we're located here in northeast and central Pennsylvania. So what's happening is there's a big area of high pressure. This is polar Arctic air, the polarest and the Arcticest you can get. And that's going to drop off towards the south, and that's going to usher in this cold air that we'll be seeing over the next couple of days. In some cases, it'll be colder than the air that we just had. So this is going to come in, and something is going to happen with the jet stream. So the jet stream now is going to be looped like this, like a little U-shaped. The jet stream is going to be located, and I'll use a different color marker. I'll use this color. The jet stream is going to be shaped like this. These are fast winds. We're talking about 5-6 miles, even higher up in the atmosphere. And along the jet stream, especially on the right side, so you get the swing down and you get the swing up. On this side, which you usually get what's called diffluence or divergence up in the atmosphere. So these winds separate. So it's more like a fanning out. Picture like a fan, fanning out. So in response, in the upper atmosphere, the lower atmosphere has to rise. Because if picture something on top, it's fanning out, the air has to rise in response. So what happens with these weather systems is low pressures form. And you can see where I'm going with this, I think. So we'll get a better red marker. So the low pressures form in this, and they ride the jet stream. So the low pressure system will be moving to the northeast, and this is what we call nor'easters. Now, good thing is this low will be tracking further up toward the south, we think. Here in Mississippi, where I used to live, they're going to be getting rain/ice into Tennessee and all those certain places, they're going to get a rain, ice, maybe even a brief snow in some cases here. But for us, the low should track further off towards the south. Now, areas in Pennsylvania, the forecast still isn't 100%, but we're pretty confident that we'll be seeing a snow due to this low pressure tracking south because of this jet stream. So the low will end up just about here by Monday, and then it'll start exiting. But along with it, along with the clash of polar air, comes snow. We have this warm Gulf moisture that will also be sucked up here, and that's going to create a collision zone for some snow. So that's basically what's going on. It's a classic nor'easter. It's winter. This is what happens during winter. Now the snow amounts, I'm going to say between 0 and 30 inches will fall. But you're probably curious. Okay, so what's with the snow? How much are we going to get? So I want to put things into perspective. The average biggest snow event that we see all season on average year is 7 to 8 inches with one event. So far this winter, the biggest we've seen is 4.2, and that happened in the middle of December. So on average, we should be seeing, again, doesn't happen every year, about a 7 to 8 inch snow event. Do with that information what you will, and we'll go from there. We'll go from there. So again, 4.2 has been the highest, and 7 to 8 inches is what we see during a normal winter. So Saturday, that polar high will be coming in. I'm going to use these cold markers here. A low, I'm forecasting around 3 degrees. These numbers can very well change, and they will after you're watching this, but a high around 13 degrees. So only warming up by a little bit. That's that cloud coverage increasing ahead of this system right here. On Sunday, I think we get that snow pushing in sometime in the morning. Low temperature about 5. Because of that clouds, it won't be dropping as much as it normally would, with a high around 15. 2 days with temperatures in the teens, yeah. And then Monday, that snow will be pushing out. The morning won't be all too bad. It will be around 10, 9 degrees. It'll be in the lower teens with a high of around 19, not getting to 20. But that snow will be pushing out, and Tuesday is what I'm looking at. I think Tuesday will be around 0, in a lot of cases below 0 because of that snowpack. Snowpack helps temperatures drop because it reflects all the sunlight and allows temperatures that air to go into the atmosphere with a high of 0, a low of 0, and a high around 18 degrees. So this is what we're expecting. Again, these temperatures may change, and I'm going to add a 0 to all these just to be a little nice. Does that look better with a degree? I don't know, but yeah, that's basically what's happening. Now, the problem with doing whiteboard weather is the forecast always evolves and changes, so you're going to look at this on Monday and be like, Anthony was totally wrong, but at least I didn't come up with a snow total. We're going to issue those on Friday as we get a little bit more confidence. Again, if this low keeps on shifting a little bit further towards the north, could some of us see a little bit less fluffy of a snow and maybe a little bit of ice? Maybe, but I'm pretty confident right now that we'll be seeing just a heavy snow for Sunday and Monday. But yeah, that's this week's edition of Whiteboard Weather. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Anthony Bordenaro here in the Storm Tracker 16 Weather Center. Have a good week. Remember to be safe, and we'll carry you through this system as it comes in. I'll be working on Sunday, so I'll be in the backyard when it's snowing heavily. I wish it wasn't, but it probably is. So we'll keep you updated the best we can.